Hey, welcome to the new CHR office. We've had a break, we're back. We now have, there's reasons for us taking a break. One was because we kept blowing computers up when we were doing our videos because it's a lot of work. So we have this, the BA VR, the big ass video rig, a computer completely built for nothing but video editing. So now we're good, we should be good, we've got SSDs and lots of graphics cards, so we're good. So we're back, and we're kicking off with something that we've been trying to do for a long time, and that's this company right here, Etch. When we started, way back when, we really wanted to get on some Etch holds. That we didn't have very many of them kicking around in Canadian gyms. And we really wanted to review them, but the company, disappeared for a bit. March this year, 2014, they came back. They were also on the 2014 Climbing Business Journal official grip list selection, which is big props to them because they came back from not doing anything and they're back. We can do two reviews for Etch. One of them is this stuff over here on my drawing board, which is the big stuff, and then we're going to go through and we're going to do the much smaller stuff later on. So let's kick it off. This guy, so you can see their packaging, is how they come. They come in a big box and they come in plastic bags. The other guys will get out of the bags. They have little labels on them. You can read here. This is Etch Hueco Flake Climbing Hold Yellow ET00044 Yellow. And there's a barcode for what it is. I don't even got this guy out of the bag, so let's kick through and check it out. Check it out. That's kind of cool. So this is kind of, I've just noticed things. I've not had it out of the bag, so I've not seen it. So Etch Hueco Flake. It's a 3XL, and it runs around $60. Yep. It's definitely a Waco flake. Nice rounded edges here. You can really get into this. Pretty good hollow back. Nothing too bad. There should be, but there isn't. There's no set screw hole on this, which is kind of surprising because something like this is going to spin on you. Great hollow back, and on the inside, you can just see here it says Etch Waco Flake embedded in the hold. That's a nice feature. If you've got root setters that don't know what the F they're doing, they get the Waco Flake. They can't find it. It's like the big yellow thing. It says Waco Flake on the inside. Perfect. But what you're looking at is this. We're not running the 360s right now because we don't have our green screen actually set up. So I'm going to have to do it by hand, which I know is a bit ghetto, and I'm very sorry. But we'll put some pictures of the holds up when we take them. But look at the size. Look, it's just like, seriously, two hands, handheld match. What more do you want? It's gonna be crazy, is what I'm saying. It's gonna be crazy. Hey, that was me last week with a huge beard. Next up, if you're a root setter and you're saying with some of these holds, you're going to get really strong. This is an Erosion 4XL, runs for 70 of your spondules. $70. So the Erosion, you can tell this has been made in a new mold. Really great hollow back. No center column, which is a bit of a shame. Most people have center columns now. We would have preferred to see this go all the way across and like be a little bit dipped and have some space. Has a set screw hole in it, which is nice. Kind of makes you wonder why the other one doesn't. Inside's really nice actually. The slick on the inside's actually really cool. This guy's pretty heavy. When you're hulking up a ladder, you're gonna want it nice inset washer. Little Etch logo, which is nice. And it's an interesting mix of styles here. If you look at this way up, there's a great big kind of slopes. If you're dynoing on a steep wall, you know, you've got it. But you've got these really nice little thumb catches just everywhere. You put it up this way, where the thumb catches, you have a nice little kind of just, you know, little crimpy, slopey crimp pad. And there's lots of them all over the place. So there's lots of kind of, okay, lots of setting options. And people are always going to try and find this, and you know, you can get a nice undercut underneath. Again, I'll just spin it around. But you can actually see the detail. We've got better lighting in here than we did in the last place. You can actually see all of the grabbing options. I won't go through all of them, but there's a lot of variation that can actually happen with this hold. Sanding's a little bit off on the top corner up here, but other than that, considering it's a pretty big hold, it's sanded really well and it looks really nice. It reminds me of really old school, like southern sandstone from in England, because you never really had much. It was just like finding features and everything else from there. Now, the next two holds, I'll leave the one that I'm excited about and the one that I've been wanting to actually review. There's two holds I've always wanted to review, and one's that orange one over there, which is the egg, and the other one is actually the orb ship. They didn't send us the orb, but they did send us the Wurm, which is a 6XL feature. It's quite big. Reminds me of something that Geiger would have done for Aliens. Now the Wurm, big dual textured beast. Two set screw holes. There's one up here and there's one right down here. It's actually so big and so heavy, it's kind of crazy. Now, any of you who know classic Etch, and Etch is one of those classic companies, you're gonna see it's like great big hollow back. Ignore this. This is my writing. When I get holds, I write notes on them. Great big hold. Sanding is pretty good, not perfect. Could have done with a little bit more. But when you look at it, and this is going to be fun, you're looking at a great big, slopey, grippy, awesome, or just so much fun here. You're talking dinos for days. That's what they should have called this hold. It's dinos for days. Although it does look like a big worm. And then you go around to the other side, and it's all horrible, slick dual texture. There's a couple of little bad bits in the dual texture, but it's actually really nice, really smooth, and you're not going to get a grip on this. It's useless. What's really nice is here, all the way across. You can have a nice little bump. There's a nice little edge all the way across this hold. I wish I had a 7 column so I could actually pick it up easier, and you can actually just get on it. Like this bit here, beautiful, like 2 pad, nice and flat. Get on it. A little bit sharp on the edge, which is a shame. I'd wanted to see this rounded off a little bit, but like nice, just bang. You can just get on it really easy. Then it slopes out towards the middle where the bolt hole is, which is good because you don't want people grabbing the bolt hole. And then you have another like 1 pad edge. It just thins out nice. It actually thins out to the edge on this side. I always like to see stuff where it actually thins out towards the edge, so then you know there's less option. But then if you're on it, you can just go, oh, thank God. And setting with this is going to be super fun. So like I said, 6XL feature, 90 bucks. It is the Wurm, and this thing, as you can see, is bloody monstrous, which is great. We like, you know us, we like big holds. Oh, God. I'm going to put my bloody back out. This is the egg. 80 bucks, 5XL feature. This is one of the holds I actually requested. I've been wanting to review this hold for a long time. Hollow on the inside, again, no center column, which is kind of surprising. Also, no set screw hole. So far, out of 4 holds that we're actually reviewing that are big, only 2 have set screw holes. Yeah, you can always add a set screw hole to it, but we always want to see a set screw come with holes. Little Etch logo here, not the logo, actually the word Etch. This is a Dual-Tex monstrosity. Thankfully it's got a nice thing so I can actually just run it around for you, because mind you, we could never green screen holds this size anyway because we never had enough space. But you're looking at something that is just big, slopey awfulness. Now when you're looking at it, you've got these little areas, and all of this here is dual texture. So when you're grabbing, the bits to grab if you're really crimping down, is actually on this little thing here. You're going to get on it, get your thumbs in and pray, or all the way around the bolt hole. There's little areas where you can just grab on it and they're super thin. Or if you're on the wall, you're just getting on it and it's just slopes for days. This hold I'm excited about. I've wanted to review this thing for about 6 years. Something like that. 6 or how long have we been going? Probably about 6-7 years is probably how long we've been going. This is a classic hold. And when I say classic, I mean like from back in the day classic. I saw it one time in England a long time ago and I'm like, whew, climbed on it, loved it. Hadn't really seen it. Didn't see it very much in North America up here in the almost frozen north. Sanding is off, and there is, for whatever reason, there's a weird little chippy chunk here where it's, I don't know, looks like someone's maybe got like a saw into it, which is kind of strange, to be honest. There's a couple of little bubbles on the inside, but yeah, there's a little bump here that flexes out where it's either been hit by something really sharp, and when I say something really sharp I mean sharp and hot, or someone's hit it with a cutting device, or there's a problem with the mould, but it's too clean to be a mould problem. Maybe it got caught on the edge of the sanding belt went up. It looks actually maybe the sanding belt probably jumped up when this was getting sanded and sanded in a little bit and someone didn't notice. Sanding's just a little bit off on one side, but other than that it's a really nice beautiful looking hold. So a Waco, an Egg, an Erosion and a Wurm are what we're reviewing. It sounds like a fairly motley crew. It's like the dirty third dozen. It's going to be fun. So Etch is back, which is great to see. Good work to the team for getting those guys back up and running. I was kind of sad to see them drop off the market for a little while and stop producing, but now they're back. Climbing's getting big again. They're back. They're making holds. Everything is right with the world. I'm going to get to editing this video and then get into the gym to set with these. It's good to be back. You people say pretty. Peace.